Hello, this lecture will be on the 10 types of impersonal and interpersonal interactions, which are observation, asking questions, affinity seeking, influence, games positive and negative, gossip positive and negative, small talk, role related, deception and deception detection, and self-disclosure.
Observation, paying attention to what is or isn't said, probably the most common form of interaction. Asking questions based on observation that are not trapping or close-ended. This is crucial to getting the ball rolling in conversation.
Oh, hey man, with a new laptop or what is that thing?
Oh yeah, top of the line.
Affinity seeking and testing, things we do to get others to like us, then testing if they really do or not.
Hey girl, you're looking kind of fine, I gotta say. I'd love to take you out to Starbucks sometime. What do you say? No. But I like you.
I'm sorry, no.
Influence, trying to get somebody to do something or to think a certain way, also called persuasion, and their resistance against our attempts.
Bro, I really love my new communications class.
Oh yeah, man, it's so much fun just interacting with everybody.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yo, SA, check it out. I got some voodoo on me, you know what I'm saying? Some black mamba, you know? You want it, right? You want it, SA? Come on. Or what, you too busy working on your essay? Is that it, huh? I'll see you when you get home, Holmes.
I don't think we're interested, man.
Yeah. Come on, man. Oh, just a little bit.
You look a little itchy.
Nah,
Yeah.
it's just fun.
Games, positive and negative, anything from board games to mental games like teasing and one-upping. The people in the situation will determine if it's positive or negative.
Hey, wanna play slide?
Sure.
Oh, that's cool, bro. What is that?
Oh, it's in the new video.
Give me that, nerd.
Oh, what? Come
You
on,
can't
man.
have it.
What are you, some kind of loser dog? What is this, PS Vita? More like PS Pita. Lame.
Gossip, talking about a third party that is not present. The intent of the gossip determines if it's positive or negative.
Oh, do you hear, man? Freaking Emilio's trying to get a job over there at Home Depot right now. His freaking resume said he's got good time management skills. That sucks, man. For them. Oh, did you hear, man? What's his name? Alex's dad just got out of the hospital. He had a heart transplant and everything. Looks like he's gonna make a full recovery and everything from stroke.
Small talk, such as, what do you think about this weather? Or, did you see the game last night? Builds healthy relationships and is the fabric of relationships.
Hey, how was your day?
It's pretty good. What do you think about this weather?
I don't really like it.
You don't like it?
Mm-mm.
Role-related behaviors are cultural norms and expectations, like driving on the right side of the road and going the speed limit, or keeping your place in line or you lose your spot.
Jesus. Oh, slow down, dude. Come on, really? Oh, slow down, bro. Moving ground. You're on the wrong side of traffic, man. Seriously. Are you freaking serious right now?
You're not supposed to do this.
Oh my god.
Deception and deception detection. It is not okay to lie, and it is not okay to be brutally honest.
Hey, dude, you hear about Brielle?
Nah, man, I haven't really heard much about her. I did hear though she was dropping out because her baby daddy has some drama with her baby mama. You know what I'm saying? It was all kinds of crazy. Nah, she ain't gonna be around here for a long time.
She's not.
No, yeah.
Self-disclosure. Revealing important information to someone that would otherwise not be known.
Is that a secret?
Sure.
I'm pregnant.
Alright, now that you've seen a small example of what self-disclosure is, I'm going to go into the 7 characteristics of self-disclosure, starting with the first one. The first characteristic of self-disclosure is that it must be personal, meaning it has to be about you and close to your heart. The example given was Brielle admitting to Zach, who could have been a significant other or a close friend, that she had been pregnant. The second characteristic is that it must be deep. It has to go beyond the surface. It cannot be superficial. The third, it has to be honest, meaning it has to be the truth. You cannot lie and have it be self-disclosure. That just doesn't make sense. The fourth characteristic is that it must be done verbally, done either with written words or spoken words. The fifth characteristic is that it's not generally available, meaning it's not necessarily known to most people. You may have a lot of people in your social circle, but not necessarily all of them will know about what you're self-disclosing. The sixth characteristic is that it must be directed at another person, meaning it can't be overheard and it can't be to a group of people. No, it has to be one-on-one, straight up, real talk. The seventh characteristic involves the context of sharing. How you say it, where you say it, who's around, the situation, the time, all of that plays into key of whether or not it's self-disclosure. It's extremely important, I stress, that all 7 characteristics must be available in order for it to be self-disclosure. If any of these are missing, it won't be self-disclosure. Simple as that.
Hello. This lecture will demonstrate one of the other models of relationships and communication that we've learned in Chapter 8. Similar to the Johari window, which will be demonstrated later, this is the social penetration model that contains several layers that go deeper as they progress. First being breadth, being any range topic, something impersonal, or just saying you like something and someone can agree, just simple small talk. Depth is something more detailed and personal, which someone could relay later, maybe feelings or something, an opinion or something. One of these 3 or 4 ideas right here. Part of one is the cliche, which is superficial, which is just a normal script, like saying, oh, how are you doing? Oh, I'm fine, you know, it's a little hot today. Something like that. Facts being information that may not be personal, but it is more honest and it is true and it can't be a lie or anything false. Inferences and opinions, just thoughts and feelings on a certain idea. Again, being more personal and conveying more to yourself and being more open, therefore having more depth and less breadth as it goes around. Like, for example, if I were to illustrate, I like Adventure Time and I think it's a really good show because it has a lot of morals. That's my opinion and that shows something very personal. Feelings is just how we feel about a certain subject, which is argued to be the most personal trait or the most personal idea for somebody and shows that you are committed and that you have a very deep level of depth, essentially.
Thank you, Ty, for your insight. This lecture will be on another model of self-disclosure called the Johari window, which is an illustration of a relationship between 2 people. So you have the open box, which is observable or things people you've told people. You have blind, which is something people know about you that you don't know about yourself. Unknown, which are things that nobody knows. And then hidden, which are things that you have not shared with people, you have not disclosed with them. An important note is that each box should be in the relationship between both of them. The quadrants should be somewhat similar or equal to each other. So if you recall earlier to the situation where Brielle disclosed with me that she was pregnant, that was Brielle bringing her hidden box, was shrinking, and my open box was getting larger. Another example would be if someone were to approach me and tell me, hey, you're a douchebag. I didn't know I was a douchebag, so my blind box, now that I know that I'm a douchebag, becomes smaller, while my open box becomes larger, And because they told me I was a douchebag, their hidden box now shrinks a little bit. So now we just overall know more about each other and we're a little more open with each other. An example of unknown would be, do you know what tomorrow holds?
Lastly, we'll be going over the 8 theories of attraction. The first is appearance. We are drawn to people's appearances very early on in the relationship. Our perceptions of people's appearances change over time. An excellent example of this would be an old couple. You see them, they've been together 40 years, and yet they still love each other as if they fell in love for the first time. This is because they realize that appearance is no longer an important factor in the relationship. The second theory is similarity. Birds of a feather flock together. People who are similar to us are more likely to be friends with us. A good example of this is if you've ever seen the movie Mean Girls, Regina George and her clique all seem to be essentially the same person. That's why they're excellent friends. The third is complementary. Opposites attract. People who have opposite traits can balance and support each other out. An excellent example, or something I like to think about, is the yin-yang symbol. They have opposite qualities and opposite traits, yet it creates perfect balance. The fourth theory is competence. We like to be around people who have similar skills and traits as us. We generally don't like people who we feel are incompetent, such as less intelligent or less coordinated than us. The fifth theory is the social exchange theory. We stay in a relationship if what we give meets or exceeds what we are getting back. It's a rewards versus cost kind of relationship, so to speak. Now, an example of this would be, let's say a friend of yours may be a little hot-headed or sometimes a little rude, but they can be an excellent listener or an excellent advice giver. The rewards are that they listen to you and they're able to help you in any situation. The cost, you kind of have to put up with their attitude. The next theory is self-disclosure. This moves the relationship from an impersonal relationship to an interpersonal relationship. This is very crucial. As you have seen before, it requires several different steps. The seventh theory is reciprocity. We often like people who like us. The important thing about reciprocity is that it must include the competence theory, the social exchange theory, and the self-disclosure theory. Another thing about reciprocity is that the other person must self-disclose to you as well. It cannot be a one-ended, I admit something, you don't do anything, even though that happens a lot of the time. The last theory is proximity. We often develop close relationships with the people who we see often or we cross paths with often. This can go anywhere from co-workers to students to even teachers. Proximity is a very important step to developing a relationship.